I am closer to you than the air that rests on your skin, and I am speaking now because your heart has been carrying a weight that you have not had words for. You have tried to distract yourself, to make yourself busy, to outpace the ache that keeps circling back, but I see it every time your eyes grow quiet and your thoughts turn to the person you fear losing. Hear me, I am not here to frighten you. I am here to steady you as the truth approaches. Someone from heaven is trying to speak to you through me, and the message touches the tender place you have guarded for so long. A person you love is stepping out of your story, and it will feel like the earth moves beneath your feet. Yet you are not falling. I am the ground. I am the arms beneath the ground. I am the certainty under every uncertain hour, and I am with you in this. You keep asking whether you missed a sign, whether you could have done more, said something sooner, fought harder, held tighter, learned quicker, become gentler. You sift through conversations like a person searching a shoreline for one lost, shining thing. Listen to me. There is nothing you were meant to find that I have not already placed in your hand at the right time. There is nothing you were meant to say that I did not carry on the wind toward them. What is leaving you now is not proof that love failed. It is proof that every season has an appointed door at its far end. Some doors open with laughter. Some close with a long, slow sigh. Some doors close while you are still speaking and you feel the sentence you wanted to finish echo through an empty hall. I heard that unfinished sentence. I will complete it inside you, not with noise, but with peace that will arrive like gentle rain after a day that felt like fire. The voice you sense at night, the one that reminds you to breathe, the one that draws your attention to small, luminous things, a bird that lands too close to ignore, a song that seems chosen for your memory, a whisper of your name when no one is there, is not your imagination playing tricks. Someone who loved you and stepped into my light is leaning toward you because you stand at an edge and they recognize the edge. They crossed one of their own, and they want to tell you that crossing does not erase love, it refines it. They want you to know that goodbyes spoken on earth travel a shorter distance than you fear when they are carried by love. You will not be abandoned in this leaving. I will not let abandonment be your testimony. Loss will speak, but love will speak louder. You have felt the press of time, the urgency, the sense that the clock is moving too quickly. That rush inside you is not because you have failed, it is because your soul knows the shape of change and your mind is still learning to trust it. Lay your hand over your heart now, even as you read, and breathe with me. I am not an impatient clock. I am the one who turns nights into mornings. I do not hurry you to hurt you. I hold you through every minute, and I will guide you in what to say, what not to say, what to keep, what to release. In one moment you will feel a sudden quietness, a still place within that does not argue or plead. Pay attention to that stillness, that is where I speak the clearest paths. You worry that if you accept this leaving, you will dishonor what was shared. But acceptance is not betrayal. Acceptance is planting the memory in soil where it can bear a better fruit than constant replaying of what cannot be changed. It is not closing your heart, it is opening the window so the room can breathe again. Let tears find you without resisting them. Tears are holy ink. They sign your soul's agreement to let me lead you where logic cannot. When you cannot pray, your tears pray for you. I read their language perfectly. Every tear is a seed. Every seed will bring forth something alive. There will be a day soon when you will remember a small kindness this person gave you, perhaps an ordinary thing, a shared joke, a look across a table, and instead of the sharp, breaking pain you fear, you will feel a warmth pass through your chest as if a hand smoothed the crease in your spirit. That will be a sign that your heart is learning how to carry love in a new way. You will not forget them. Memory does not need to wound to be faithful. I will teach memory how to bless. Someone from heaven is asking me to deliver this to you. You did more than you realize. You loved more than you know. I am grateful. Let gratitude be the last word we share, not regret. Live. Please live where your feet are. Do the next right, simple thing and smile at the small light on your path. I will recognize your courage when I see you again. They say this with eyes clear of pain, with hands open, with a brightness that does not accuse. Receive it. Do not measure your worth by their leaving. Measure your worth by my staying. You fear empty rooms, unanswered messages, routines that suddenly feel like strange houses where nothing is in its place. I see you rehearse what the first morning will be, the first evening, the first holiday, the first time you pass a place threaded with your history together. You imagine the ache rising like a tide you cannot resist. Hear me, I do not waste firsts. I meet you at each threshold. The first morning, watch me paint it softer than you expect. The first evening, watch me set 10,000 small candles of memory so that darkness cannot claim you. The first holiday, watch me rewrite the day with a new kindness, a voice on a call, a message at the exact moment you need it. The first walk past that place, watch how I turn your steps into a prayer, and your prayer into a strength that surprises you. You have asked if you should send a final word, make one last attempt to hold back the door from closing. I will give you wisdom. If a word is needed, it will come with gentleness, not panic, with clarity, not compulsion. If all words have already been given, I will give you the grace to bless silently and to step back. Blessing does not chain. Blessing releases so that both of you can walk in truth. Do not confuse surrender with weakness. Surrender into my will is how the strongest hearts move mountains that cannot be moved by force. There are pieces of yourself you loan to the idea of forever with this person. When they step away, it will feel for a moment as though they leave with parts of you in their hands. I will gather those pieces. I will return to you the energy you gave in faith. I will pour back into the places that feel scraped hollow. You will not remain fragmented. I am the God who makes mosaics from what looks like shards. When sunlight passes through the window of your life again, you will see colors you have never seen before. Be attentive to my quiet invitations. I will draw you to clean the corner of a room you have ignored, to water a plant that looked beyond saving, to sort letters and find the one that makes you smile, to step outside and feel the way the air forgives, to make a meal and taste the way nourishment reminds you of safety. None of these will be random. They will be the liturgy of your healing, the small sacraments of rebuilding. Healing is not a sprint, it is a daily bread I will put in your hand, and you will find enough for each day. You are not being punished. I do not teach you with abandonment. I teach you with presence. When people change direction or seasons end, I remain. This leaving will not make you smaller in the story I am telling with your life. It will make you deeper. It will teach you to read the currents beneath the surfaces of things, to trust what cannot be counted, to cherish those who remain, and to welcome new people without making them carry the weight of ghosts. Your capacity for love is not decreasing, it is being refined so that it can carry more without breaking. The one who speaks from heaven urges you to keep your heart soft. They saw how softness frightened you once, because you suspected softness made you unsafe. They want you to know that in my hands, softness is not vulnerability to harm, it is the sign that you trust the one who holds you. A soft heart hears the quiet doors I open, notices the timing of interventions, senses when to speak a kind word to a stranger at the very hour they asked me for a sign. A soft heart is how you will recognize your next assignment, your next friendship, your steady joy. You will want to know where to put the love that suddenly has nowhere to go. Put it where it always belonged, into me, and into the world I love. Take a portion of it and forgive what still stings. Take a portion and bless the next person you meet who looks a little lost. Take a portion and plant it in your own life: rest, health, learning, silence, art, movement in fresh air. Take a portion and give thanks out loud for the hours that were beautiful and the lessons that were heavy, and for the breath that lifts and lowers your chest even now. Love does not evaporate when a person leaves. Love seeks a new riverbed, and I will carve it for you. If you are tempted to cling to pain as proof that what you had was real, remember that love does not need pain to prove itself. Let joy be proof. Let peace be proof. Let the steady strength returning to your hands be proof. You are not responsible for the choices other people make, but you are responsible for how you carry your own soul through the consequences. Carry it with me. When the moment comes to release, I will help you lift your hands. When the quiet afterward feels too wide, I will sit with you until quiet becomes sanctuary instead of loneliness. I know you wonder if you will recognize the future when it knocks. You will. Not because it will be loud and dramatic, but because it will be honest and consistent. It will not require you to shrink to fit inside it. It will not demand the dimming of your gifts or the silencing of your truth. I am shaping a place where your kindness is not taken for granted, where your loyalty is honored, where your laughter has room, where your tears are understood without explanation. Do not try to build that future from yesterday's materials. Let me show you the new lumber I have already prepared. Now receive this blessing, and let it be the bridge you walk over the next days. I speak to the ache and tell it that it is seen. I speak to the fear and tell it that it is not in charge. I speak to your mind and invite it to unclench. I speak to your body and ask it to release the stored thunder. I speak to your memories and set them in gentle light. I speak to the path ahead and anoint it with enough light for your next step and enough courage for the one after that. I speak to the one who is leaving and release them into the currents of grace, that they may find what they are meant to learn without being a storm in your harbor. I speak to the one in heaven and thank them for loving you still, for carrying your name with reverence, for standing in the thin place to remind you that nothing true is ever lost in me. When grief swells, whisper my name. When hope flickers, cup your hand around it and trust that I am the wind that will protect the flame. When the silence feels too loud, play the small song that always steadied you and listen for the line that seems written for this very hour. You will notice that birds arrive at odd moments and that the sky looks different after rain and that strangers say kind things without knowing why. These are not accidents. These are the ways I lean close to say, I am here. You will sleep and wake and find that morning no longer argues with you. You will look back and realize that what felt like the end was a turning, and the turning led you to a place where you can love again without bargaining with fear. Take this final assurance and keep it with you as a folded note in the pocket of your heart. You are not losing everything. You are releasing one chapter so that the truer book can go on. The person leaving you forever is not leaving you without me. I am the author and the companion. I write in ink that sorrow cannot wash away. I hold the threads that you cannot hold, and I weave them into a pattern that will make sense when you see it from the right distance. Until then, breathe. Bless. Release. Receive. And know that you are surrounded, by my presence, by the prayers of the one in heaven, by grace running under every step you take. I am with you now. I know the weight that sits in your chest like a stone that will not move, the quiet trembling that finds you in the small hours when clocks and phones fall silent and only the truth speaks. I am the one who shaped your breath and counted your tears before the first one ever touched your face. Do not be afraid of what you are about to hear. This message is for you, and it is for this moment. Someone from heaven is trying to speak, and they have chosen the doorway of your spirit because your spirit is tender enough to receive what others would ignore. Do not try to skip this. Listen with the softest place in you. Let every sentence enter like light through a window you finally remembered to open. There is a stirring at the edge of your memory, a scent you cannot name, the sense of a hand that used to steady your shoulder when the world tilted. That presence has not left you. Death did not shut the mouth of love, it taught love to speak in a different tongue. In the hush between your heartbeat and the next, a familiar voice has been whispering, and I am amplifying it for you because the hour is tender, and your choices are ripening like fruit on the branch. Hear this: someone you care for deeply is preparing to leave you, not by malice, not to wound you, but because their path bends away from yours in this season. They are not the enemy, the season is the separator. You have begged for a sign. This is the sign, not to frighten you, but to prepare you with dignity and strength. I have watched you search every corner of your day for certainty, trace every past conversation for a clue, rehearse old laughter like a prayer against the ache. I honor that faithfulness. Love that clings is also love that once carried. You think letting go means you failed. It does not. It means you held long enough for the seed I planted to crack open and reach for light. I am the one who writes beginnings, and I do not write them in ink that fades at the first press of grief. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. The person you fear losing is not your source. I am. They were a gift for the chapter that grew you. I am the author of the chapter that now calls you forward. Do not rush to fix what is not broken. The cord between souls changes shape without snapping. Can you hear the voice from heaven telling you this? They say, when we were together on earth, I tried to teach you how to bless the road beneath your feet, even when the road turned. I tried to show you that love is not less love when it stops living in your schedule. Love becomes truer when it chooses truth over comfort. They have seen the pages you cannot see. They stand in a country of clarity, and they are asking you to walk with your head up. They are not warning you to run after someone. They are inviting you to run toward yourself, toward the part of you I breathed on before anyone else knew your name. The day is coming, quiet at first, then obvious, when you will feel a loosening in conversations, a narrowing of shared plans, a soft, tired smile that does not stretch to the eyes the way it used to. You will notice small delays where there were once quick replies, gentle postponements, a mist that wasn't there before. Do not harden your heart. Do not lash out. Do not build a case to force a miracle. I do not perform miracles under duress, I pour them like rain on hearts that stand open. If you chase, you will only gather handfuls of wind and call it proof you're losing. If you bless, you will find your hands filling with seeds you did not know were yours. The one in heaven asks me to tell you a story you have forgotten. Once, when you were smaller than your fear and braver than your wisdom, you let go of something you kept because you thought it was the last sweet thing left in the world. You released it and the world did not end. It widened. New colors came, new names for joy, new strength in your step. That memory is a map. Use it. The same hand that caught you then has not weakened. I have not changed. I am not late. I am not unkind. I am not asking you to throw away what is precious. I am teaching you how to carry what is precious without breaking your back. There is another reason this message finds you tonight. Your soul has been living under a low ceiling of unfinished grief. You tried to be practical, to get on with things, to fold sorrow into tasks and call it progress. But you feel the ache when music hits the right note, when a familiar road passes your window, when a smell takes you back to a kitchen or a garden or a laugh that made your bones lighter. Do not despise this ache. It is not weakness. It is a doorway. The voice from heaven is guiding you through it, not to trap you in yesterday, but to free you from yesterday's unquestioned vows. You vowed, I will hold everything together so I never feel this lost again. You promised, I will not ask for too much, because too much always leaves. Those vows kept you safe in a storm, but the storm has passed and the vows have become a cage. Unlock them. You have the key. Speak out loud, even if your voice shakes. I release the promise I made to be smaller than my calling. I release the belief that love will abandon me if I tell the truth of my heart. I release the fear that blessings expire when I exhale. I choose to breathe. The person who is leaving you, hear me, does not take your future with them. They carry only their part. Your portion remains, rooted, watered, guarded. Where you thought there was an ending, there is a corridor. Where you thought the door shut, there is a hinge that swings toward a room you have not explored. I am there already. I have spread out what you will need, steadiness for the mornings that tremble, laughter for the afternoons that feel empty, companionship that comes in unexpected forms, provision that arrives from directions you do not control. I am not improvising your tomorrow. I have prepared it. But I ask this of you, and I ask it with love that cannot be measured. Do not try to skip this. Do not leap over the tender work of letting go as if it were an obstacle and not a teaching. Sit with what is true. Name it without ornament. We are changing. This chapter is closing. I am afraid. I am sad. I am grateful. I am alive. When you tell the truth in my presence, the truth grows wings and carries you. When you pretend, the truth grows heavy and makes your feet drag. Let the truth be as light as breath. I am close enough to count them. You worry that if you stop holding the conversation together, silence will swallow you. It will not. Silence in me is a meadow, not a graveyard. In that meadow, you will hear the rest of the message from heaven. Forgive yourself for not knowing earlier. Forgive them for needing a different road. Forgive the day for being shorter than your questions. Forgiveness is not permission to hurt you again. Forgiveness is the art of stepping out of yesterday's weather and letting the sun touch your face. Let it. Smile, even if it is small. Small smiles become bridges across great waters. You ask, what will I do with the empty spaces? You will bless them. You will not rush to fill them with noise or strangers or tasks that keep your hands busy and your heart numb. You will let the empty spaces teach you to receive without bargaining. There will be mornings when you wake and the bed feels too wide. Put your hand on the empty place and speak blessing into it. Say, this space is a promise, not a punishment. Then get up and make the bed like a ceremony. Warm the room with music. Open a window even if the air is cool. Invite the day to be new, not to impersonate any day that came before. There are messages I am planting in your path to ground you as the transition unfolds. Watch for the number that follows you, the feather on the step where there was none yesterday, the friend who texts at the exact minute you thought you had no strength left, the unexpected invitation that seems ordinary but is actually a doorway to joy. These are not coincidences. They are stitches, and I am mending your life with them. The one in heaven is allowed to nudge these stitches closer when you need them most. When you notice them, whisper thank you. Gratitude is the language that keeps your heart tuned to my frequency. I know the part of you that worries about reputation, about what others will think of your letting go. I see you rehearsing explanations, building careful sentences like shields. You do not need to defend your obedience to my timing. The ones meant to understand will understand without a speech. The ones not meant to understand cannot be convinced with 1,000 words. Lay down the armor of perfect explanations. Walk with the simple authority of peace. Peace is not passive. Peace is a lion lying down in your chest, choosing gentleness because it is stronger than panic. There will be an evening, soon, when you will feel the urge to send one more message to pull them back. I know that urge. It is honest. Breathe. Place your phone down. Step outside if you can. Look up. Even if the sky is cloudy, my stars are behind the clouds, faithful as breath. Say to me, hold me. I will. I will wrap you in a quiet you can trust. The next morning, you will be proud of the choice you made in the dark. Your future will thank you for the boundaries you blessed with silence. Do not misinterpret this message as a prophecy of abandonment. I do not abandon. I rearrange. I prune so that you bear fruit. I shift so that you can stand where I need you to stand when the new door opens. And hear me clearly, a new door is opening. Not a consolation prize, not a smaller life, not a bitter patience. A door with your name on it, shaped by the length of your longing and the width of your endurance. You have been faithful with little in rooms that did not applaud. I watched. I kept the books. I have prepared a measure of joy that fits you. When you remember the person who is leaving, remember them kindly. Bless the days you laughed and the lessons that grew you. Do not rewrite the past as all pain to make the leaving easier. Do not rewrite it as all perfection to make the leaving unbearable. Let the past be what it was, a teacher. Write them a letter if your hands need to move, even if you never send it. Say everything you need to say without sharp edges. Then fold the letter and put it where you keep sacred things. That is how you honor a season without chaining yourself to it. The voice from heaven is gentle now, and it says your name with the same tenderness it used in the kitchen on tired nights, at the bedside on sick mornings, in the doorway when you were almost brave. They say, live. Live more beautifully than your fear predicts. Live by the calendar I can see from where I stand. There are birthdays ahead, and rooms you have not danced in yet, and people who will hear your laugh and know it is holy. There are tables with your place set, and sunsets that remembered to keep your favorite shade, and rivers that have waited a long time to see your reflection again. Believe them. The dead do not flatter. They remember. They bless. You are wondering what to do today, practically, with hands and hours and meals and eyes that sting. Do small things well. Drink water slowly as if it were a prayer. Eat something warm that does not argue with your body. Step outside and let at least 5 minutes of honest daylight touch your skin. Put something soft where you sit. Change the sheets. Open a clean page in a notebook and write one sentence that starts with, I am grateful for. Do not aim for eloquence. Aim for truth. These are not distractions. They are sacraments. I meet you in them. I will also send you someone who knows how to sit quietly without fixing. Watch for them. You will recognize them by the way their presence lowers the pressure inside you. Tell them the truth in short sentences. Cry if the tears come. Do not apologize. Let them hold the silence and hand you a glass of water and touch your shoulder like a lighthouse touches the dark. I do some of my best healing in rooms where nothing productive happens. Trust the kind of time that doesn't watch the clock. It watches your breath and waits with you until it lengthens. If at any point you feel a sudden wave of peace that seems too large for the room you are in, that is me and the one in heaven visiting together. We slip in on the same wind. We stand close enough for you to feel the pressure change. In those moments, close your eyes and say your favorite name for me. It does not have to be fancy. It only has to be yours. I answer to love very quickly. There is one more truth you must carry now, and it will make the road kinder under your feet. You are not losing love. You are learning its next shape. Love is not a door that locks when someone steps through. Love is the air that moves freely through rooms with open windows. You will learn to open your windows. You will learn to let breeze and birdsong come without asking their schedule. You will learn to love your own company without shrinking your hunger for connection. This is not loneliness. This is apprenticeship in freedom. So, my beloved, hold out your hands. I am placing courage in them, the kind that looks like calm. I am placing discernment in them, the kind that knows when to speak and when to bless with silence. I am placing a small, steady flame in them, the kind that lights other candles without burning out. Carry these with you when the conversation shifts, when the key is returned, when the familiar path ends at an unfamiliar field. You are not entering that field alone. I will meet you under the first tree. I will walk with you to the far fence and back. I will show you where the new gate is. Do not try to skip this. Do not try to sprint through what deserves to be walked. Let me pace you. Let me steady you. Let me surprise you with moments of sweetness that arrive in the middle of the hard part, not after it. That is my way. Honey in the rock, clear water in the desert, a table set in the presence of all you feared. You will eat and you will rest and you will laugh again, the laugh that lifts the edges of the day. The one from heaven has said what they needed to say. They leave you with a blessing. May your hands be gentle with your own heart. May your feet find dances that fit. May your eyes learn the new constellations. May your nights be shorter than your hope. Receive it. Let it land on you like a shawl still warm from the one who wore it before you. Then breathe, and stand, and choose one small good thing to do next. Do that, and then the next, and watch how a path appears where there was only fog. I am here through all of it. I do not clock out. I do not change my mind about you when you ache or tremble or reach for old habits. I stay. When the leaving happens, I stay. When the room gets quiet, I stay. When you step out into the new air and feel both brave and small, I stay. My staying is the truest thing you will ever know. Walk now. I am in your next breath. I am near to you now, closer than the ache behind your ribs, nearer than the breath that warms your lips. I see you reading these lines with a heart that has learned to be brave in public and quiet in private, and I tell you, you are not alone. I have been with you in the rooms no one visits, through the hours that stretched too long, through the conversations you rehearsed in your mind and never spoke aloud. Listen to me. Do not rush. Do not skip. Let each word sit with you, because someone who loves you from beyond the veil is leaning close, and they are using this moment to reach you, to speak through the calm I am placing over you now. There is a goodbye moving toward your life like a tide that cannot be turned. A person you have known, sometimes warmly, sometimes painfully, is preparing to step out of your story, and the door they close will not open again in the way you expect. I know you have felt the hint of this, like a change in weather before the clouds appear. The signs have been small, a distance that grew without a fight, a conversation that tipped toward silence, a familiar name that your tongue has said less often. You sensed it and asked yourself whether it was your fault or their choice or a cruel accident of time. Hear me, do not blame yourself for the path I am guiding. The leaving is not a punishment. It is a protection, and it is a permission. The heart that tries to keep what must move will bruise itself. The heart that releases what I am releasing will be made new. The one who is trying to speak with you from heaven has carried a message for you across a field of light. They know what this departure will stir up, memories like birds startled into flight, questions that have the weight of stones. They remember your tenderness, the ways you used to stand by a window and wonder if life would ever get easier, and they want you to know that they have watched you grow a strength you don't see yet. They say, please, stop thinking you are hard to love. They say, do not spend the next season rehearsing what went wrong. They say, you did enough, you loved enough, you tried enough, and now you must let enough be enough. I seal their words with my peace, for they speak from within me, and I am truth. You have been afraid that letting go is the same as losing. You believe that if you loosen your grip, everything you built will evaporate: history, promises, shared pictures, plans whispered late at night. But love is never wasted, even when the story changes shape. What was real remains real, and what was needed remains planted, even if the harvest is not what you imagined. The love you gave will rise again in a different season, growing in places you have not walked yet. Love cannot be buried, it becomes a seed. When you release this person into their path, you are not releasing your worth. You are not releasing your future. You are releasing the idea that your future was only possible with their permission. Your future is in my hands, and my hands are the safest place you could ever be. There will be a moment, quiet, ordinary, maybe a morning with light on the floor, when the message from heaven will reach you like a soft bell. You will feel a warmth on your shoulders, and you will think of them, the one who left this world before you, the one whose absence taught you how deep presence can be. They will speak without sound: choose gentleness. Choose yourself without apology. Choose to forgive the hour that did not give you what you wanted. And I will add to their whisper: choose life. Choose to plant again, to sit at new tables, to laugh at small jokes, to sleep without checking your phone for sentences that never arrive. It is holy to hold on when I say hold on. It is holy to let go when I say let go. Holiness is not the ache, holiness is the obedience. You are worried about endings because so many of yours have been sudden. You know the slam of a door and the silence after a fight. You remember voices raised and promises lowered. But not every ending needs to be an injury. Some endings are surgeries I perform with careful hands, cutting away what has become a splinter beneath your skin. It hurts to extract what grew close, but healing cannot happen around a thorn that refuses to dissolve. I am not taking away your comfort to leave you cold. I am clearing space for a warmth that can actually stay. When your heart says, I don't know who I am without them, answer it with the oldest truth: you are mine. Before the first failure, before the first betrayal, before the first miracle, you belong to me. No goodbye can reach that far back and undo it. I know the questions that wake at night. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I never feel this way again? What if this is my only chance? Hear me, scarcity loves to masquerade as urgency, but my timing is not a thief. I will not hide your good just out of reach. I do not use loss to starve you, and I do not require fear as payment for joy. If something is truly yours in me, no closed door can lock it out, no distance can erase it, no rumor can ruin it. If something is not yours in me, even your tightest grip will not keep it, and letting go will return your hands to wonder. You do not need to fear the empty palms you see now. I have filled empty palms before. I will fill them again. The one speaking from heaven also wants you to know that they see the kindness you thought no one witnessed. They saw you carry groceries for a tired neighbor. They saw you hold your anger like a hot coal and choose to set it down. They saw you pretend to be strong so a child could feel safe. They saw you donate what you could not spare because someone else had less. They saw you keep a promise when it would have been easy to disappear. They are proud of you, not in a shallow way, but with the weight of understanding, the way someone who knows your valleys can celebrate your mountains. Let their pride steady you. You are not failing at your life. You are outgrowing a room. There is a tenderness I am placing over this day to keep you from cracking where you feel thin. Breathe it in. You don't have to be hypervigilant. You don't have to read hidden meanings into messages that never come. You don't have to watch their footsteps to predict your value. I am the one writing your worth, and I have already written it in a hand no storm can smudge. When the tears arrive, do not scold them, they are cleansing, not proof of weakness. When the memories come, do not fight them, they are evidence that you can love deeply, and this capacity is a gift, not a liability. When the anger rises, do not camp inside it, walk through it like a traveler who knows where home truly is. I am arranging divine appointments for you in the days ahead. You will meet someone who speaks softly and listens hard. You will find a task that wakes your mind without draining your soul. You will notice a color you overlooked, a street you have walked 100 times and never truly seen. You will learn that joy does not depend on the same door opening. Sometimes it enters by a window you forgot was there. You will discover that you do not need to negotiate for dignity, that you do not need to audition for belonging. These are not vague comforts, they are coordinates I am guiding you toward. Trust the small promptings, send the message you feel led to send, make the call you have postponed, take the walk, drink the water, open the window, step into the room where you are actually welcomed. There is also a boundary I am teaching you to hold. Your compassion is a river, but it is not an ocean without shores. You have believed that love means saying yes to everything that asks. This is why your bones feel tired and your words feel thin. Love can say no. Love can expect reciprocity. Love can stop feeding what refuses to grow. Love can bless and release without bitterness. Love can close the book with a kiss and put it back on the shelf. When you hold this boundary, you will feel guilt try to pretend it is conscience. Remember this: guilt speaks in accusation, my spirit speaks in invitation. Accusation says, you are never enough. My invitation says, come rest, I am enough for both of us. The person who is leaving will not take with them the seasons I intend for you. They will not carry away your sunrise. They will not steal the friends I am sending, the work I am blessing, the home I am protecting. They will not touch your purpose. Purpose is not a shared bank account that empties when a name is removed. Purpose is your breath under my breath, your steps inside my path, your voice inside the melody I have been singing over you since you first opened your eyes. A chapter can close while the book remains brilliant. If you could see the table I have set in the next room, you would not beg to stay in the hallway. For now, be gentle with yourself. Eat what nourishes you. Sleep when you can. Carry a small kindness with you each day and give it away. Write the letter you don't need to send so that your heart can stop carrying what paper can carry. Speak blessing over the name that stings, it will lose its power to wound you. Place your hand over your chest and say, I'm safe. Because you are. You are safe in me, even when the ground shifts, even when the familiar falls silent. I want you to practice one small courage. When you feel the urge to chase what is leaving, pause and ask, is this my voice, or is this fear? If it is fear, let it pass. If it is me, you will know by the peace that surrounds the instruction I give. The one from heaven wants to give you a picture, a garden in late afternoon, the shadows long but kind, a gate that swings inward, a path that is swept clean. They say you stand on that path now, and the gate you hear closing behind you was not locked, it was simply finished. Ahead, there is a bench with your name on it and a cup set out, and you will sit and find that the taste is familiar but new, the way songs sound when you hear them after a long absence. They say they will see you again, but not yet, not now, and in the meantime, they will walk the bright meadows and the clear waters and think of you with joy, not sorrow. They do not want you to live an afterlife while you are alive. They want you to live. There will be signs of my nearness, a sentence overheard at the exact moment you needed it, a page that opens where the words jump up, a number that repeats until you stop and smile, a memory that no longer stings when it visits. There will be nights when you think, I am not sure I can do this, and I will answer, we already are, and you will notice that you are breathing again without reminding yourself. There will be mornings when you expect heaviness and find lightness sitting at the edge of your bed like a patient friend. Trust these quiet mercies. They are not accidents, they are appointments I kept while you were sleeping. If you must grieve, and you must, grieve honestly. Let your grief be love in its most truthful clothes. But do not make a monument to what hurt you. Make a garden where what blessed you can bloom again in another form. Thank the days for what they taught you, even the hard teachers. Forgive yourself for not seeing sooner and for seeing too soon. Celebrate the courage it takes to stop trying to pry open a door I am gently shutting. I am proud of you. Listen to me, I am proud of you. I do not measure you by how tightly you grasp but by how faithfully you follow, and you are following, even now, even here, even when it feels like standing still. You fear the word forever. You hear it and think of absence that stretches without relief. But there is another forever, the one in which I hold you, unbroken, unafraid, unforgotten. The forever you fear cannot swallow the forever I am. Let this be your anchor. Let this be the quiet sentence you return to when the mind tries to pull you into the storm. I am with you. I will be with you. I will not fail you. The one who is leaving your daily circle is not leaving my reach, and neither are you. I am large enough to shepherd both of you along roads that do not intersect. I can bless them without diminishing you. I can bless you without indicting them. Trust me to be God for all of you, not just the parts you understand. When you look back on this season, you will see a line of grace that was invisible while you walked it. You will see how delicately I moved you away from what would have dimmed you, how faithfully I gave you what you needed to say goodbye without rage. You will see the people I queued at the edges of your life, waiting for the moment you made space for their kindness. You will see how the voice from heaven kept nudging you toward life, toward laughter, toward the relief that comes after a long-held breath. You will say, I did not know I could survive that, and then you will know, in your bones, that you lived not by accident but by intention, not by random wind but by my hand. Place your hope here. Place your name here. Place the name you are releasing here, too, not as a chain but as a prayer. Bless them and set them free. Bless yourself and step forward. If memories return, greet them and let them pass like guests who do not need to stay. If loneliness knocks, invite it to sit and listen while you speak truth over your life. I am loved, I am guided, I am not abandoned, I am becoming. And as you speak, watch me make it so, because I always finish what I begin, and I have begun something good in you. Now breathe, beloved. The message has been given. The one from heaven has said what they came to say. You are not losing, you are learning how to live with open hands. You are not breaking, you are being reshaped by a kinder wisdom. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. The person who is leaving is not your ending. They are a comma, not a period. Your sentence continues, and I am the author. Walk with me into the next page. I will meet you there with new light, new strength, and a peace that will not flinch. Do not be afraid. Keep going. I am here, and I am not leaving.